Ron, I have another question from a member. Ron, I'm trying to comprehend how I will accomplish my project while ascending to 5D. Will I be executing my project in 4D or 5D? And if in 5D, how will I interact with people if I am in a crystalline based body and not a physical body?
Interesting question. And a big presumption that the crystalline body is not the same as a physical body. We are in a carbon based and we're going to move into a crystalline based body that has the ability to um, vibrate at a greater rate. And in that vibration of a greater rate, then we go through the fourth and into the fifth dimension. Now, the concept here is you are the creator of the experience of your life. Your inner guidance is from your soul. And we're going to be executing our projects. We're going to be doing things that way. The Love One Society is designed to as a structure for you to use to enhance your ability to do your projects. In the projects, that's our service to mankind. What we serve to mankind and where they go with what we do for them is, again, none of our business. Why? Because each individual is responsible for their own life experience, whether it's in fifth dimension, third dimension, or fourth dimension, or seventh or higher. You are the one that's responsible for your own experiences. And how you create that is by allowing everybody else to have their domain. You have yours, they have theirs. We're going to be servicing, providing for the circumstances for a growth into a higher dimensional realm. But they can grow as they create. Only they can create it. If I create my fifth dimension experience, then it's my experience. And nobody else can experience it the same way that I create it. They can create similar, but my fifth dimension is the what I create and what I can do there with my creation energy. And so let's be sure that we understand we're not the saviors. We're the providers of things that are necessary for people to ascend into a, a, a higher vibrational rate. And it's us providing the whatever it is that they need, if indeed they do need something from us. But we need to be sure that we don't think that we are the ones that are going to be doing all this. We're going to be doing the physical things. Let's be sure that we don't interfere with their spiritual growth. Um, there are certain people who will not ascend into fifth dimension in this earth experience. There'll be plenty that are left behind. Why? You say. Well, I ask if you ask that question, each person has their own life experiences that they create for themselves. Well, how can a child or somebody else or those who are unintelligent about those kinds of creation energies, how can they do it? They do it anyway. It's just who they are. We came down here to experience third dimension. Nobody's in charge of us doing our third dimension experience. We have our guidance system through our soul, but we do what we want. And if you, no, I shouldn't have said that, we do what we focus on. Let that be very clear. You're going to do what you focus on. because that's the experiences that you're going to have. The more you focus on it, the more you give detail to it, the more you plan all of the things that you want in your life and focus on those plans is the thing that you will create. And only you can create those things for yourself. You can't create it for somebody else. You can share, you can talk about it, you can, but you can't do it for them. They have to do it themselves. You can't force anybody to go into the ascension process into the fifth dimension. You can't do that. We can support, we can not give negative energy to it, but you can't do it for them. They have to do it themselves. You create what you create, and that's your experience. They create what they want to create, and that's their experience. Don't confuse it. And most often, we are confused because the cabal has conditioned us not to believe or not to have knowledge of things who we really are. Because we wouldn't be doing all this stuff for the cabal if we really had a choice. They've taken away the choices for us. We're slaves. And that's the experience that we're having in third dimension. We came here for those experiences. We didn't come here to ascend. We came here for the experiences in third dimension. What we do with those experiences is up to us and what we focus on. There will be people who focus on the fifth dimension and create what they want in their fifth dimension state of being. And it's important for us to understand that concept. It seems like in this series, we're focusing on being who we really are and focusing on the things that we want for ourselves to experience. And those soul guidance system, the soul guiding us on our inner guidance system, is just we came here for a purpose. Number one, that purpose will be fulfilled because that's what the soul is guiding for us, and we will be in the right place at the right time. We will marry who we will marry. We'll have children who wanted you and your spouse to be their parents. And all of this is organized. Now, please understand there is no time and there is no space. It's all a figment of our own imagination. Now, you stand in front of a semi truck and you're going to get killed. Well, that's your experience of getting killed by a semi truck. If you want that to happen, then that can happen. If it's your purpose to die from being hit by a semi, then you'll be at the right place at the right time. These are the things that we need to understand fully. In God's time, I'm going to say it that way, everything that happens according to the creation energies that are involved. Deal with that. Let that sink into your mind because that's who you are as a creator, as a child of God. Let's understand a child of God is a God. And feel the Spirit bearing witness to that as I say those words. You are gods. Bible tells us you are gods. What does that mean? We have no reference to it except for the Bible and what other people teach us as we go along through our lives. But the fifth dimension, or excuse me, the cabal doesn't want us to know those kinds of things. So we're opening up the veil of forgetfulness. We're opening up the veil so that we can remember who we are and function at that level. And there's purpose in that for us. And that purpose is in third dimension is for the experience of a third dimensional to experience the third dimensional things that can only happen in third dimension. As a spirit, you don't have all this garbage, but you're a highly evolved spiritual being, especially those who are humanitarians and light workers. Highly evolved spiritual beings who have purpose for being here. Find that purpose and you'll find your joy and your happiness. You will create the greatest creation energies that are necessary for us to complete what we came here to do. And that's our purpose in third dimension. Third dimension is not real. Physicality is not real. Physicality is held in position by nature spirits, nature kingdoms, the fairies, the whatever you want to call those. They hold physicality together. Without the nature kingdoms, physicality does not exist. And it will last until it ends. So let's let's get rid of the cabal understanding of the way things are and understand that God has a plan for us and we are part of the plan. I am a perfect human being. Why do I know that? Because God does not create something that is not perfect. My prime creator, the one that created all of us, sees me as a perfect individual. I came here to third dimension and I do things that I would never have a chance to do in the spirit world. And that's why we created the third dimension for the experience. No other reason. You, as creators, can do what you want, create what you want, and there is no punishment from God. So I'm sorry to say, folks, that the cabal is loved of God just like anybody else if they're humans. And there's no punishment for what they're doing. There are consequences for what they're doing, but not from God because he sees us as perfect. And it's finally time. We're learning how to know that we are the perfection of God. That each individual who is born, mm, loosely using that term, born of God, have our purpose. And we're fulfilling that purpose just simply being here and having our experiences because we created it that way. And if you want to argue that point, argue all you want. It's not your your argument is not true. And you're taking yourself from a position of the cabal in arguing that point of view. And I'm sorry, but that doesn't work. It depends on what you're looking for and what you want to create in your life. So you're involved in the creation of your experiences through that which you focus on. So I hope that helps. Let's move on to the next question.
Very good, Ron. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.